What's up, everybody? Marvel the Cross 316 back with another comic book flashback. And today, y'all, we are looking at Fantastic Four issue number 23. This issue was released in November of 1963, and the cover date is February of 1964. And we see the return of the arch nemesis of the Fantastic Four. That is none other than Doctor Doom. We have a really cool looking cover here, drawn by the great King Kirby, Jack Kirby here. And so let's go ahead and get started. The master plan of Doctor Doom, written by Stan Lee, illustrated by Jack Kirby, inked by George Bell, and lettering by Sam Rosen. And so what we're going to notice in this issue is that there is a lot of complications within the quartet known as the Fantastic Four. A lot of it has to do with each other's own ego. And so, right off the bat, here we see that this baby dinosaur is let loose. It walked right out of the Dr. Doom's time machine. And so now we see right off the bat that Reed Richards is just furious with the other three members of the Fantastic Four because he thinks that they're being too careless. He thinks that they're not taking their job seriously, especially because they were put in control of watching Doctor Doom's time machine if anything would go wary. And so, while they're trying to capture this dinosaur, finally we see that Sue Storms is going to use her invisible force field to capture the baby dinosaur. Reed puts him to sleep with this ether tube, and then they put him onto the departure platform where the dinosaur is instantly brought back to the prehistoric age. And this is where Reed Richards has just had enough with his partners. He says, "It's too bad that my so called partners don't work as well as Doom's machine. Can't you do anything right?" So Reed is just letting off a lot of fumes here. He's been overworked, he's tired, he's been doing a lot of experiments, and the reason for that is he knows that Doctor Doom is still a threat to the Fantastic Four, that Doctor Doom could show up at any moment and surprise the Fantastic Four. And so that is exactly what's going to happen in this issue. We see that this bald dude in sunglasses is going to show up at this courthouse, and he's going to bail out three criminals. And these three criminals are going to be pawns of none other than Doctor Doom. All of a sudden, we see this man just collapses to the ground. Just so happens to be he's a robot. And all of these three criminals are wondering what the heck is going on? Who is responsible for this? Well, they're going to find out the true answer here. But before that, we are introduced to these three criminals. We have first Bull Brogan. He has a lot of strength, and he has been arrested for beating up a lot of people. We have handsome Harry Phillips, and he's a con man. And then we have Yogi Decor, and he was arrested for trying to steal the show's payroll. Well, all three of these criminals are going to be the pawns of Doctor Doom. He basically bailed them out of jail. And so Doctor Doom says, "Look, I'm going to use you guys because I want to destroy the Fantastic Four. And once they're gone, soon the world will bow to Doctor Doom." So while that is going on, we see that the other three members of the Fantastic Four, Thing, the Human Torch, and the Visible Girl, are going to be voting on a new leader. They've had enough with Reed Richards and him barking orders all the time. Well, when they get done voting on these pieces of paper, they all voted for themselves. Well, then a huge argument breaks out between the Thing and the Human Torch, and they start bickering and fighting with each other, just tearing up the apartment. And finally, we see that Sue Storms steps in, and she's going to put an end to this. And then, as all of this berserk rage is let out, we have Reed Richards once again just in the background. just being so disappointed with the other three members. He says, "Well, well, look at the three would-be leaders of the FF. You can't even keep order among yourselves. All right, boys, the party's over. I didn't spend a fortune furnishing this place to have you two clowns wreck it for me." And so he's like, "As far as we know, Doctor Doom is still at large, and he'll never rest until he's destroyed us. I've been trying to trace him, to strike first, while you've thought only of yourselves. Now take these and clean up, and if you want to quit, the door is right behind you." And so finally we see Doctor Doom. We're going to catch up with him. He has put all three of these gangsters here, these criminals, into their XZ12 devices, their apparatuses, and these three men are going to be given supernatural abilities. We see that one guy here, Handsome Harry, is going to be able to hear the sound of anything that falls to the ground, even the sound of a feather. We see that muscle power Bull Brogan is gained more strength, and we see that Yogi here has become fireproof. And so what Doctor Doom now is going to do is he's going to trick all three of these members of the Fantastic Four into duping them into these three men. He's going to use them and defeat them. Meanwhile, he wants to save Mr. Fantastic Four himself. So the first person that's going to be duped is none other than the young Johnny Storms here. He reads in the newspaper that he has won a car. He meets Yogi up on the streets here. And, I mean, this is certainly a futuristic car for something from the 60s. This is exactly what I think Jack Kirby was thinking about when he was thinking of the future. Well, they go down the road and they're driving. This is a futuristic vehicle. When all of a sudden, Yogi lets out some information that Johnny Storm doesn't really like. He tries to get out of the car, but the door is locked. And then he's like, "Okay, I'm going to use my flame on you so that you will tell me who are you working for." Well, Yogi has become fireproof. That is his superpower. And then he uses this sleeping gas to knock out the Human Torch. The next pawn for Doctor Doom to defeat is the Thing. The Thing has received another letter from the Yancey Street gang, and he's had enough. He's approaching Yancey Street to confront this gang. He pulls this one kid out from this grating here, and this is the funniest part where he says, "Just my luck, you're too big to spank and too small to clobber." As this kid kicks the Thing. Meanwhile, that was all just a trap for this other guy who Doctor Doom is using to fight the Thing here. And it's definitely one big fight here, but we see that the Thing is going to be transformed back into Ben Grimm, as we see that he uses a cosmic beam gun to transform him back, knocks Ben Grimm out. So now that's 2 down, 1 more to go. We see that Reed Richards catches Sue Storms off guard here. He's still trying to train the Invisible Girl to think on her feet, to be ready for any encounter. But there's one encounter that is going to surprise her, and it's Handsome Harry. Handsome Harry gives her a box of chocolates and some flowers, but the flowers are poisonous. She's able to hold her breath just for a little while, but Handsome Harry, having the ability to hear any movement, even if it's invisible, uses his knockout gas on Sue Storms. So there you go, 3 down, 1 to go. Dr. Doom is gloating in the background as he has observed all of this taking place. We see then it looks like the Thing has shot this flare gun to alert Mr. Fantastic but it's all along it's a trap. Doctor Doom and the Thing has the Thing teamed up with Doctor Doom. Well, no, it's a robot of the Thing, and Doctor Doom now has succeeded in his master plan of capturing the Fantastic Four, defeating them, and now his biggest plan yet is about to unfold. As he's about to leave the room, he's going to reward all three of these criminals, but he actually tricked these three criminals as they are now brought into three different dimensions, and they will be used for Doctor Doom for future occasions. So now, how are the Fantastic Four going to get out of this sticky situation? Well, we see that they're going to use the power of the Invisible Girl. The Invisible Girl has been using her powers, and her powers have been strengthening as of late in the last few issues. And so she's going to be the first to help the Thing get out of this trap here. They then break that plexiglass that the Mr. Fantastic is trapped in. Doctor Doom is alerted as to seeing his prisoners starting to escape. And this is where all the great action is going to be leading up here. What is going to happen now? Are the Fantastic Four going to be able to foil Doctor Doom's plans of totally annihilating the Fantastic Four? Well, we see Mr. Fantastic is able to use his arm to trap Doctor Doom, but Doctor Doom had a freezing gun in his utility belt. He thinks of everything, and he's going to try his best to defeat the Fantastic Four. The Human Torch unfreezes Mr. Fantastic. Doctor Doom is very capable of defeating the Fantastic Four at this point, but it looks like the Fantastic Four are gaining the upper hand. Doctor Doom escapes through this hidden hatch here in the wall, and he locks the room. And the reason he's done this is because he has used this ionic dust used by a solar wave that passes the Earth every 24 hours, and he just knew that this solar wave was going to pass at the right time. I mean, the thinking on this issue is just crazy, but that's the storytelling of Stan Lee and these issues. But anyway, we see that the Invisible Girl is going to then trap Doctor Doom before he's able to escape. So now he's left with a situation here. Is he going to perish along with the Fantastic Four? Well, he doesn't want that to happen. And so he has to find the wires as to where they are so that will stop the ionic dust from just destroying this whole room, because they are in outer space at this point. Well, Doctor Doom falls, and it seems apparently to his death here, as he is the one first to go into outer space to his doom. No pun intended. But the rest of the Fantastic Four have no choice. Before everything disintegrates into dust, he's going to pull everybody through, and the Fantastic Four, just by the skin of their teeth, were able to escape from Doctor Doom's trap. And so that is how we end this very crazy story. I mean, what a story that we just witnessed here today, y'all. How are the team of Jack Kirby and Stan Lee going to bring Doctor Doom back? I don't know, but we will find out in future issues. Coming up next, we'll look at issue number 24, but before then, go ahead now and drop a like on this video. Comment down below, what are your predictions? How did Doctor Doom survive? Did he survive? We will find all this out coming soon, and I will see y'all later.